Let's be real. Plants have taken a bit of a hit lately. Carnivore influencers are everywhere, saying that broccoli is toxic, fiber is useless, and plants are trying to kill you. But here's the truth. Not all plant foods are created equal, and some are nutrient powerhouses. Yes, it's smart to be cautious about avoiding processed vegetable oils, refined carbohydrates, and foods very high in anti-nutrients. But to throw out the entire plant kingdom, that's crazy. Because there are certain plant-based superfoods that have amazing nutrients that you simply won't find in meat. Certain antioxidants, polyphenols, and rich nutrition, and in today's video, I want to cover 10 of the best plant-based superfoods that will absolutely enhance your health. Whether you're following a plant-based diet, keto diet, or you eat a whole bunch of animal and plant-based foods, these foods can enhance your health. Let's cut through the dogma and get into this list. I know you're going to find this video very valuable. Food number 1, fermented soy, particularly tempeh and natto. And soy has gotten a bad rap over the recent years. Many people are concerned that soy is going to raise estrogen levels, which is not supported by the research. And people are concerned about non-organic soy too, which is one of the greatest GMO crops and it's sprayed with a lot of pesticides. I think that is a legitimate concern, and the only soy I ever consume is certainly organic. Now, there are certain anti-nutrients in soy that prevent the absorption of different vitamins and minerals. Now, when we ferment foods like fermented soy, tempeh, and natto, it gets rid of the majority of these anti-nutrients and gives us a lot of benefits in terms of the probiotics. And look at the nutrient profile here. This is tempeh. A 4-ounce serving is loaded with protein, all sorts of vitamins, minerals, fiber. Nattō, another type of fermented soy, is one of the richest sources in vitamin K2, that amazing vitamin that clears calcium out of your arteries. And both natto and tempeh are one of the highest food sources of a unique nutrient called spermidine. I didn't name it, but it's one of the greatest compounds that we know of for enhancing autophagy and increasing longevity. So I want to bring this up because if you're someone who wants to include more plant-based proteins, then getting fermented soy into your diet is amazing. And I know from my life, I do not do well when I eat tofu, whether it's organic or not. But if I eat fermented soy like tempeh and natto, I feel fantastic. Great for my digestion. The protein in soy is quite bioavailable, not quite as good as meat, but still quite decent. And this is something that you can pair with a nice dinner. If you do a vegetable saute, you pan fry a little bit of some tempeh, it's really good. And if you go to sushi restaurants, ask them if they have any natto. You pair some natto with some rice and some nori and some good homemade wasabi, dang, it is a really delicious food that will help your longevity. Let's move on to food number 2 on this list. Food number 2, avocados, the healthiest fruit on the planet. You knew that avocado was a fruit, right? Well, now you do. Avocados are one of the healthiest foods on the planet, and I recommend you eat one every single day if you can. Just look at the nutrient profile of this thing right now. Avocados are loaded in minerals like magnesium, boron, healthy fats, 10 grams of prebiotic fiber per medium avocado, B vitamins, and a lot of rare compounds like astaxanthin and zeaxanthin, same kind of things you find in wild salmon that are great for your nerves and your brain. Avocados have special things like beta sterols that improve your cholesterol levels. They have a special compound called avocadin B that increases fat-burning genes and improves mitochondrial health. Like, all this in one food, it is amazing. And avocados are great too because they're healthy fats. They can help lower the glycemic spike of any meal that you have. So whatever you're eating, you throw an avocado on that, it just gets better and healthier. And what I love is they're easy to digest. They're a wonderful source of calories, and they actually have some special compounds in them as well that help protect your skin from UV and photo damage. Come on now, all of this in one fruit? I think we're supposed to be having this on a regular basis. This is why I try to get an avocado a day, because it keeps the doctor away. Let's move on to the next food on this list. Food number 3, purple potatoes, like the Okinawan sweet potato or the Peruvian purple potato. I don't know if you've seen these in your grocery store, but anytime you see these, I suggest you buy them. Purple potatoes are purple because they have the same pigmenting compounds that blueberries have that make them blue. These are called anthocyanins, and they're some of the best compounds for our heart health, for memory and brain protection, for cardiovascular and circulation. Get these into your diet and your health will improve. Now, I am a huge proponent of having a balanced eating plan. And for me, this means I include some carbohydrate-containing foods into my diet. I do not follow a strict ketogenic, super low-carb diet. I don't have crazy amounts of carbs, but purple potatoes are something I do have, especially after exercise. And here's a trick with all of your potatoes. When you cook them, I like to make them in an Instapot or steam them, kind of a pressure cooking steaming scenario. You let them cool down for around 12 hours. In that process, the amylose, which is the starch that's in the potato, compresses and turns into a resistant starch that is prebiotic fuel for your gut bacteria. A cooled purple potato will improve your gut function. It has a very low glycemic load, meaning it does not spike your blood sugar dramatically. And if you throw some good grass-fed butter or ghee on top of that, the glycemic impact of this meal is going to be minor. And you're getting all these benefits from the antioxidants. You are getting some good carbohydrates to refuel your muscles and have that glycogen. And it's enjoyable to eat. Having a purple potato on the side of some kind of protein with some veggies is a wonderful and healthy meal. My family and I, we get this all the time. I throw some Celtic sea salt on top for those minerals. Also, potatoes are rich in potassium, as well as a bunch of other vitamins and minerals. So this is one of those examples of a complex carb-containing food that is absolutely good for your health. I recommend you get it into your diet, just like the next food on this list. Food number 4, raw cacao, the magnesium and mineral superfood. Cacao is chocolate, but it's not the kind of chocolate that's been bastardized, ultra processed, loaded with sugar. This is the real Theobroma cacao pod that has so many immense health benefits. And there is a reason humans have prized chocolate for the longest time. In fact, in South and Central America, cacao used to be a currency. And the word Theobroma cacao meant food of the gods. They didn't name it this for accident. Now, from a health perspective, cacao is one of the richest sources of magnesium, which is great. It's a mineral we can all have more of. It also has prebiotic fiber when you get the whole cacao that's not been processed. But the real magic is all these special compounds it has to increase your neurotransmitters and your mood. Cacao has theobromine in it, a great stimulant that's gentle, that elevates your mood and helps you feel good. If you've ever had some raw cacao in a drink, which I have 1 to 2 times per day, every time before I shoot video, you get this nice elevated mood boost. It has a little bit of caffeine, maybe like 15 to 30 milligrams, not nearly as much as tea and coffee, but it gives you a little boost. It also has other precursors to neurotransmitters like phenylethylamine and some tryptophan, and it also has a compound called anandamide, which binds to cannabinoid receptors in your brain, the same stuff that THC does. All of this in this amazing, natural and powerful food. And when they measure the antioxidant capacity of food, they use this thing called the ORAC score. Cacao has the highest ORAC score on the planet, meaning it protects your DNA, it protects your cells from oxidation. I think it's a powerful longevity food. Now, when it comes to cacao, you want to get high quality cacao, ideally raw. One of my friends, Mackenzie, she scours the planet for the best cacao. She goes and makes relationships with farmers. Her company, Fly Cacao, has the best cacao on the planet. And here's what I do. I take 3 tablespoons of cacao, I mix it in with some hot water, I put a scoop of some lion's mane mushroom fruiting body, and around a tablespoon of MCT oil. I blend this up and I have this amazing energizing drink that gives me a lift and a boost for around 3-4 hours, and I feel a lot better on it than traditional coffee and caffeine. So something to consider. And cacao also has something called epicatechin in there, which is a powerful tannin-like compound that can actually increase muscle growth too, if you take it post-workout. So there's a lot of benefits to cacao. We're gonna see more research, certainly on the antioxidants. Some people suggest that cacao can help replenish stem cell production, help white blood cell activity as well. So a lot of good things in cacao. I'm not talking about Hershey's chocolate, I'm talking about raw organic cacao. Consider getting that into your diet. I think some easy ways are making the cacao drinks I talked about, but also you can make some homemade cacao desserts. Let's say you get some apples or some green tip bananas. You can melt some of this organic cacao powder and on a pan and heat it up into a liquid and just coat that on some fruits. Put it in the freezer. You have nice homemade desserts that are good for you and your kids. Consider doing that. Get cacao into your diet, just like the next food on this list. Food number 5, hemp seeds or hemp hearts, which is one of the best plant-based protein sources plus the omega-3s. This is one of the easiest things to add to your diet for amazing nutrition. Not all plant-based proteins are complete proteins. They don't have all the essential amino acids. Hemp does, and it has a quite good absorption and bioavailability score. So if you start getting hemp seeds and hemp hearts into your house and you just put 3 tablespoons on any of your main meals, your health will improve. Hemp has zinc, fiber, magnesium, omega-3s, all these great compounds, and they're so delicious and easy. What I personally do is always put hemp seeds and hemp hearts on any salads and sprinkle it on top of a meat or a fish or something like I have there. That's really good. I also make my own homemade sauce, where in a food processor, I put 1 to 2 avocados, some extra virgin olive oil, some nutritional yeast, some hemp seeds, some peppery sauce, like some hot sauce, a little bit of salt, a little bit of lemon, and I blend it up until I got this like green sauce, and I just put that on the side of meals that I have. So I'm always getting this stuff into my diet on a regular basis. If you're regularly making protein smoothies, throw some hemp in there. You're just getting free fiber, free omega-3s. And there's some special fats in hemp like GLA, which are great for your skin, for your overall health. Hemp is the definition of healthy fats plus protein. It's so easy. There's basically no downsides. I suggest you start adding it into your diet for better nutrition. Let's move on to the next food on this list. Food number 6, cruciferous vegetables, particularly broccoli, cauliflower, and broccoli sprouts. Cruciferous veggies are some of the best known compounds for helping the body detoxify. They have a bunch of compounds in them like sulforaphane, indole 3-carbinol that helps your liver with phase 2 detox. And today we're living in a toxic world. We are bombarded with a whole bunch of different stuff, from the water we drink, the air we breathe, the products we put on our skin. So to live a long and healthy life, it's good to have nice detox pathways. So the cruciferous veggies can help with that. Here's an interesting tip. I like to steam broccoli and steam cauliflower. I think it's the nicest way to prepare these. I don't think eating them raw is the best way. After you get your broccoli head or the cauliflower head, chop it and let it sit on the counter for around 10 minutes. That activates some of these enzymes that increases detox compounds, and then lightly steam it. And then on top of it, you can put some ghee or some grass-fed butter, or drizzle it with some extra virgin olive oil, add some salt, some pepper, and if you really want to get an additional hit of B vitamins, add some non-fortified nutritional yeast. That is a powerhouse, and most people can tolerate it quite well from a digestive perspective. I love broccoli. I think it's amazing. What I love even more is broccoli sprouts. If you want to live a long and healthy life, the sulforaphane compounds in broccoli sprouts is amazing. I make broccoli sprouts every week. I soak them, I sprout them in these little sprouting trays, and then I just throw them on top of all of my meals, just a clump handful of these broccoli sprouts. Broccoli sprouts activate this pathway in your body called NRF2, which is good for detox and anti-aging. Look, this stuff is bottled in supplements and sold for hundreds of dollars each month. You can do this if you just take the extra step of understanding and doing some simple sprouting at home. At the very least, if you're looking to add more veggies into the diet on the side of your protein, start to steam some more broccoli. It will certainly help your health. Let's move on to the next food on this list. Food number 7, dark green leafy vegetables, in particular arugula and dandelion greens. So dark green leafies have taken a big hit in public awareness because many people are concerned about oxalates, these compounds that are in dark green leafy vegetables that can cause inflammation, arthritis, and at the very least bind up minerals, making them not bioavailable. But guess what? Not all dark green leafies are high in oxalates. Spinach certainly is, but guess what's not? Arugula and dandelion greens. These dark green leafies are loaded in so many minerals. Just look at this. They're high in magnesium, they're high in B vitamins, they're high in calcium, and they're really easy to get into your diet. You can throw them on the side with a side salad, you can juice them, you can blend them up into morning smoothies. Now, in particular, I picked these two out because I want you to know and eat more arugula. Arugula is one of the highest sources of nitrates, which your body uses to help make more nitric oxide, which is essential for circulation, vasodilation, cognitive performance, heart health. You eat more arugula, you can produce more nitric oxide, your health and performance improves. And then dandelion greens are some of the most mineral-rich foods on the planet. So you do not have to throw out all dark green leafies because you're afraid of oxalates. You don't have to have baby spinach, but at least get these into your diet. These dark green leafies are also a rich source of chlorophyll, which is naturally good for detoxification. Chlorophyll, the stuff that makes plants green. It binds heavy metals. It's a chelator, so it can be very helpful for just overall detox and well-being. And we're being bombarded by this stuff. And there's certain compounds, like also found in cruciferous vegetables, like indole 3-carbinol, that helps hormone metabolism, that can lower high estrogen levels. So there's a lot of amazing things when you get the right kinds of dark green leafies into your diet, just like the next food on this list. Food number 8, seaweed, nature's best source of iodine in sea-based minerals. Seaweed, like kelp, nori, kombu, wakame, these have over 60 different types of trace minerals. In particular, it's super rich in iodine, the key mineral that your thyroid gland needs to produce thyroid hormone. When you have adequate thyroid hormone because you're eating enough iodine, your metabolism works better. Your hormones work better, your digestive function works better, and many people are straight up deficient in iodine. And so getting seaweed into your diet can help in so many reasons. Like the dark green leafies you find on land, it's rich in all these different vitamins, vitamin K, beta carotene, different kinds of asta and zeaxanthins, and of course the iodine. Practically speaking, what you can do is when you go to the grocery store, you can start buying nori sheets, the kind of stuff they wrap sushi in, and just get that incorporated into your meals. You can wrap rice in nori and do stuff like that. You can get dulse flakes, which is a flake of stuff, and you can just put that on like salt on top of any of your other meals, and you're getting seaweed. You can start to make broths with seaweed in there, like a miso type broth with wakame and other kinds of seaweeds. Doing this will absolutely help your health. And these are also good for detoxification as well. They have many of these same compounds that help increase phase 2 detoxification in the liver. What I do is I go to sushi once in a while and I make sure I get that nori. And guess what I ask them to put on there? Nattō, that fermented soy, with some fresh ginger, with some fresh wasabi. And it is absolutely delicious, and I'm getting this nice bolus. Even doing this once a week is enough to give your body all this iodine it needs for optimum metabolism and thyroid function. Let's move on to the next food on this list. Number 9, mushrooms for immune health, longevity, and cognitive function. Mushrooms are amazing. They are their own kingdom. We have plants, we have animals, we have mushrooms. I want you to realize that. So many diverse mushrooms. And they have a lot of similarities across the mushrooms. They're high in these things called polysaccharides, particularly beta-glucans, that help stimulate the immune system. This is why there's many people showing in research that you can take turkey tail mushroom that helps with certain cancers. Different kinds of beta-glucans, like from chaga or reishi, can help stimulate the immune system. There's so many powerful adaptogens in mushrooms to help our bodies become resilient to stress. And certain mushrooms like lion's mane mushroom actually have compounds that increase nerve growth and function and can actually make you smarter. Mushrooms are a powerful functional food, and there's certain nutrients in them like ergothioneine that are only found in mushrooms that protect your mitochondria, can enhance longevity. So this is something to definitely get into your diet. And you can cook with the mushrooms, like start to get some shiitake mushrooms or maitake mushrooms and do some kind of like saute with some salt, pepper, and spices. That's fine. What I do on a daily basis is I use the cacao that I told you about earlier, and I put a scoop of lion's mane fruiting body powder in there, and I know I'm getting the lion's mane mushroom for the cognitive benefits. Mushrooms also are a good source of vitamin D, and they're just an awesome functional food. It's not surprising there's a huge explosion of different kinds of mushroom supplements on the market. I'm a food-based guy. Start to get these into your diet. Next time you go to the grocery store, buy them. More grocery stores are carrying mushrooms, so buy them and start to cook them with your dinner meal. Pair them with the vegetables, steam some broccoli, get the mushrooms in there. Your health will benefit. Let's move on to the next food on this list. And lastly, food number 10, pomegranates. I intentionally wanted to include these because many of you know that berries are good for your health. Blackberries, blueberries, these types of things. Pomegranates might be even better because they have special compounds in them called elagitannins and punicalagins that are super powerful antioxidants. 3 times more potent than blueberries or different kinds of antioxidants we find in red wine. These are amazing for protecting your DNA from free radical damage. Some of these compounds also lower LDL cholesterol. They can improve blood flow and circulation. And the elagitannins can be converted by the gut bacteria in your digestive tract into a compound called urolithin A that helps your mitochondria become renewed and restored and induces mitochondrial autophagy, which gives you more energy because you're recycling damaged mitochondria. This is a powerful functional food. And what you can do is when pomegranates are in season in your grocery store, buy them, eat them as your seasonal fruit. Now what's interesting is a lot of these great compounds are actually in the rind, in the white part of the pomegranate, not just the seeds. I do think there's probably still some benefit of having pomegranate juice on a regular basis, but the best thing would be eat the whole pomegranate, and as you do, make sure you scoop out that white part. The tannins, the stuff that have a lot of these beneficial compounds, is bitter and astringent. It's not the sweet part of the pomegranate, so you want to get the whole mix. What I personally do is when pomegranates are in season in the winter, I get my coconut kefir, I throw pomegranates in there, and I make sure I put the rind in there as well. So it's a nice mix. It's kind of like a little bit of a yogurt, super powerful for your health. And I wanted to bring these foods up and create this video to show you that there are so many amazing functional superfoods out there from both the animal kingdom and the plant-based kingdom. And I hope that you can find a way to incorporate these into your diet and focus on superfoods first, because your health will dramatically improve when you get these foods with these specific nutrients. Now my challenge to you is to incorporate some of these into your diet this week. Which one of these have you not tried that you can branch out and get them into your diet? When it comes to health, it's all about routines and consistency, and many of us get into the rut of doing the same things over and over. We make the same chicken meal or the same pasta meal or the same this and that. But from this video, what if you start to incorporate more seaweed? What if you start buying those pomegranates? What if you get cacao into your diet as another drink instead of that extra coffee? I promise you, your health will improve if you make these simple upgrades. And my intention today was to expand your awareness on what's possible and hopefully encourage you to get these plant-based superfoods into your diet. If you haven't seen my video on animal-based superfoods, I did that recently. You can check that out as well. I believe in a balanced nutrition plan that includes plant and animal foods together for optimal health and longevity. And if you want help setting up an amazing nutrition plan that's balanced, sustainable, enjoyable, delicious, nutrient-dense, check the links in the description. I'll give you a copy of my free 1-week plan that gives you an eating plan, workouts, and show you what we do inside our Fit Father and Fit Mother programs. Our programs produce results just like this because we incorporate sustainable nutrition with great workouts that are age appropriate and time efficient with ongoing health education and accountability. We launch a new program of our Foundation 6-week cohort every single month. So if you're looking for a way to kickstart to get great results, check the link and join our upcoming Foundations program. I hope to have the opportunity to help you personally inside our programs. This is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi signing off. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, thumbs up to let me and my team know that you enjoyed this. It also helps spread that video, and subscribe if you haven't. I'm publishing new videos every single week, and your YouTube feed will actually provide these videos for you if you're subscribed. So check those out. Thanks for being here, my friend. I hope you get these foods into your diet, and I'll see you in future videos, and I'll talk to you very soon.